Hello everyone, this is With20, and welcome to episode 10 of With20's Let's Play of ATM to the Sky. Between episodes, I just did a little bits and bobs, getting ready to start this episode, and I realized I'm getting real low on 4K storage disks down here. I'm not in a good place with that. So I think my plan should be to focus on getting Netherite. So real quick, I took a look and noticed Blackstone can be made with witch water plus lava. So I think I should be able to do a thing whereby I have access to this lava right here, and we like dump it in there, maybe, kinda. And then like get her going. So I didn't see anything for the stone block generator to do this. So thinking we'll just tap into this dude. What I was thinking I could do is even make like a nice little storage bus. Just to, hook into the thing. We are definitely going to need to get auto-crafting going sooner than later, though, because I'm already at the point where I'm like, I would really like to auto-craft, but I might do a lot of that setup off camera. You guys let me know what you think in the comments here. You've seen me make auto-crafting systems, like, many a time in the past, so I'm thinking, like, do you want to see that again, or are you cool just kind of, let me do that off camera for a bit? Only because, I want to try and focus on new stuff. The other thing I really want to do, like super early on, because of a few recommendations on the part of some folks in the comments, I think I'm going to start modern industrialization sooner than later. And I'll tell you why. Because a few people said, like, rather than like waiting until you want to do it and doing it all at once, maybe it would make sense to just do it like in pieces. So like start with like some basic stuff and then do some other things and then come back and do more and then do some other things and come back. I feel like that's a pretty good idea. I feel like 10 episodes in a row of just like tearing up through modern industrialization might not be fun to watch, but if we do it in piecemeal, maybe it will be. So let me know in the comments too what you think about that, because that's probably what I'm going to start very soon. I think I want to get Netherite going so I can get plenty of storage here. I might want to quickly get auto-crafting up just because I know there's a lot of crafting involved in modern industrialization, and I'm going to do it the right way with modern industrialization. What I'm going to do is set up the machines such that they're like constantly producing stuff, like you're supposed to, rather than on-demand crafting like the one other time I played with MI. But I'd really like to get through and do the quantum and do all the things. So let me check. Do I have access to lava now? I do. That is cool. And then let's make sure not to forget to filter this dude to lava so we don't ever insert buckets in there. And that would be cool. So now I've got like really good access to my lava. What I should be able to do, therefore, is run over here. How am I doing on wool? Do I have some wool? I have some wool. And some cables. And where's my shears at? I should really automate these guys as well. We're getting to the point in the game where it's like, all right, now that we've got the basics down, it's time to automate all the things. So hopefully that'll be cool. That should be good for now. All right, so then down here, and obviously we're gonna have to rewire at some point in the future, but down here, I should be able to set up you can do that with that. Beautiful. And we're going to want you. And then you're going to go like that. Cool. And what I'm thinking we could do is if I got export bus. Can I export bus fluid into the... That's the question, I guess. Or do I want to do like a interface? Interface might be cool too, because then I can pipe it. Let's do an interface, just like the regular ME interface, please. Oh, we're out of those now. Of course we are. So if I did this, and I told you to keep in stock a bucket of lava, and then we did some pipes and a servo. Is that not what it's called? Extractor. I was close. And a couple people commented that I should be using attractors, and I will when it makes sense to, but not thus far has it. So let's see. Can you just the thing? Is there like a trick here? That is not Blackstone. What is the deal now? Does it need to be lava and then we pump in the witch water? Ooh, it might be lava and then we pump in the witch water. That might be a thing. So let's get a stone barrel, which needs some stone slabs. So if we do... And I want to make a bunch of these, or was I crazy? Oh, right, you also need to be, like, connected to stuff, don't you? Yeah, that would help. Cool. And cool. Not so much. So what if I did this? Also not so much. You're not gonna... Okay, yeah, no, you're gonna do that. And then what? This? That gets me Blackstone. So can I not with the... Oh, you're gonna do that too. Whitelist? Witch water? Testing how this works. Hey. Oh, you're black. Whitelist? Witch water. Now you should not extract. Right. Speed it up a little bit. And then when it turns into witch water, it'll extract it. Cool. Only problem is he doesn't seem to want to behave himself. What if I did the... You don't have a... And you can't go on top of it? Oh, you can. Okay. No? Bupkis? Hello, friends. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Why am I all the things? I mean, that's cool, don't get me wrong, but what do? So how do I, like, do that? Like, I know I can click it, obviously, but I'd like to avoid having to use a clicker, but if I have to, I have to, right? But clearly it's this goes in here kind of deal. Usually it's about, you know, pumping it, right? Oh, because I'm sneaking, that's why. That makes sense. I definitely want to figure out how to get Blackstone automated if I can. Would be cool. Oh, is that why? Because I'm falling in the witch water? That might be why I'm getting the poison. Yeah, because I'd like to automate this. Normally you can do this, can't you? I guess not. I thought you could, like, pump the water and mix them. Do you have to click it? Alright, I'm going to look that up. Alright, I'm going down a rabbit hole, but I might go with the extractor on this one. What am I missing here? Aluminum, which I feel like we've got aluminum somewhere, right? We definitely have some aluminum. And do you just, like, straight up smelt into... So you can be hammered into aluminum dust, which can be smelted into aluminum ingots, which I hope counts. Last time I thought that might be cool, I went down a rabbit hole of, no, that's not how that works at all. So let's get you cooking. Cool. And then I want to nuggetize you, right? Because I assume we don't already have anything for that. So then you can go there. Ooh, look at this. We're already getting all the Modium stuff. That's cool. All right. And with that, can I get Zycraft extractors? I'm thinking yes. Fluid ports, apparently. And pistons. And Zycraft extractors can be a thing. That's cool. Do we have pumpkin seeds? We do. Awesome. Let me get my bricks out. Thank you. Oh, that's right. You already in. Yeah. So aluminum. I'm assuming that you all did your thing, but let me put you back. Oh, right. You need to be prioritized. Better. Sweet. Always forget to do that sometimes. And I'm going to need one of you for reasons that I'll get to in a minute. In fact, I think I need one of you. And then I want to take a nap. Not exactly the plan I meant to do today, but, you know, sometimes you gotta pivot. What I'm thinking is I'll have, like, a nice little area here. Let me get gadgets. And I want you to be a horizontal wall that does like that. Maybe a little bit further. Because what I'd like to do is have like an extractor set up here. So to get things going, first thing I need is some actual snow. And for that, we're going to need an energy cell and then some stuff like that. So this guy, that makes ice. Is it flowing water that makes snow? Ha 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 ha! Snow for days. Now, if I wanted to, I could like clicker my way into making this happen, right? But instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn you into that, and then I can use a Zycraft extractor to make snowballs. All right, it's just snow on top of carved pumpkin with an extractor on top of that. So I'm going to start setting up like a thing here, snow on top of carved pumpkin, and then a drawer. And that's cool, right? And then I should be able to link these guys. And then I should be able to void upgrade him so that in the event that I extract snow from the system and like I have to like put it away and like we overflow, it'll void, right? So that'll mean that keeps running, but I don't think that makes a difference for ticks. I'm not mistaken. Now, if I want to make blue ice, which I'll need if I want the Zycraft extractor to make Blackstone for me, we're going to need ice, right? Which I think the extractor can also make. Is that cool? So we just need some blue ice, and for ice, we can make that. But I thought there was like a sneaky. Oh, that's right. Snowball plus water equals ice. So I should now be able to take snowballs and combine them with water to get ice. And look who's visiting. It's a friendly neighborhood solicitor. Unidentified pants. Slime holes. I'm cool on slime, right? Spruce, black dye. Oh, protection 5, respiration 5, aqua affinity. Well, that's pretty not terrible. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get that. Only because I have, like, infinity billion or close to it emeralds. Come here, you. I'm trying to buy from you. Thank you. All right, now go away. And I'm not even going to wear it. I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to disenchant it in the future to steal those enchants. Haha! Did it actually trade it? I put it away, I assume, right? Okay, I don't know what happened. Either I muscle memoried wrong, or something weird happened with my helmet. Did he just steal my emeralds? Let's pretend he stole my emeralds, and I, had to teach him a lesson on account of that. So over here, then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say nuts to you. You're going to, in fact, do water. Cool. Now, I don't think you've got water in there yet, but we can make you have water by getting a sink, I presume. Would have been cool of me. It's a good thing I have this handy jetpack to save myself from my flying around problems now. I feel like that's a cool place to put it, right? And then storage bus my way to that. And then if I do that, there you go, water. Now I should have water. Now it should be cool. Definitely need a better jetpack. And then I can come over here to this dude, right? And that'll be cool. Now what I should be able to do is take those pipes that I was talking about, servo you, which should be cool. But then in addition to that, I should be able to get another barrel, which can serve to do this. Cool. Now, if I want you to be faster, wouldn't an acceleration card be a trick? Can I do acceleration cards? Isn't that like the thing to do here? Let's see what happens when I stick those in. Now we're better. Nice. And look at that. See? And now if I put the snow back, it doesn't, it just voids the excess. So that's why you want that void on the thing. Cool. So then we do this, and we get those. And that works for me, right? Should be able to do this. Getting close. A few more stacks. And then we'll have some blue ice. And then I can decide if I want to use my first blue ice to just make an ice maker or not. I'm thinking yes, because I won't want to have to do this ever again. So similarly, I can get ice, but I need blue ice to start it, right? So I just do that. And now we're super close. One more snowball. Cool. And then we want another extractor. I don't usually do extractors from Zycraft, so call this another Dyer's doing something new mechanic. Right? So then you waterlog the extractor on top of blue ice, and you're good to go. Right? So we put down the blue ice first. And then you're just going to need to be waterlogged in a way that's not a big deal. And then you, well, you're doing that thing. Cool. And now we've got ice. Awesome. And then our next task will be to get you to make Blackstone. And that will be easy because all it's going to be is I should actually be able to do this automatically. I don't need another blue ice to do this, right? Because technically the recipe for Blackstone is, does the lava have to be under the soul? And then so Blackstone goes next to the blue ice, and then there's soul sand with lava under the soul soil or under the black. I don't know. I'm very confused. Cool. So I guess Blackstone goes next to the blue ice. And then the extractor. Did I just make an extractor too, or am I like out of my mind? That cool. And then soul sand. Now if I do this, see how it automatically, and then that's cool, right? And that's how it is, right? Soul sand, not soul soil. Just double checking. Oh, nope, actually soul soil. Never mind. And then we can get another functional storage drawer here. And then lava apparently needs to go somewhere underneath. It looks like it's under the soul soil, right? Or does it need to be on the other side? You know what? I think it needs to be on the other side. I think there has to be like lava here, maybe? Hopefully that's not going to melt. What's the deal with blue ice? It doesn't melt. Is that the deal? Oh, he's moving. Oh, he's doing the thing. Sweet. Cool. And now we've got Blackstone. And not a terrible amount of it, to be fair. That's pretty cool. And then we can start crushing it as we see fit, right? We take some of this Blackstone, we get our hammer. We do this. And then I might, you know what I will probably do? Are you linked? You are not linked, which means that if I put you in here, we shouldn't see the Blackstone. No, we have 10 crushed. That's different, right? So that's cool, right? And then you should be sieving. And then we get Blackstone Pebbles as a sieve output from that, by the way, which is cool. Probably like feed them into some kind of loop, but to be honest with you, I'll probably just void them or something because we're already getting tons of, you know, stuff. But in theory, that will lead to ancient debris. And possibly other things. Cool. All right. I guess what I could do is throw like a hammer in there. Let's try this. Got an idea. Got an idea. Got an idea. Flux hammer. Give me one of these. Give me one of these. Give me one of these. Let's get a flux hammer set up like this. You ready? Does it normally spit out the front? Is that how it goes? So if I were to just put one here and then put a functional storage drawer here without having to do any shenanigans. Would he auto pull? He apparently does. And then what do I want? A diamond upgrade? Pretty sure I've got one of them. Cool. And then he should, in theory, be pushing, right? And then that's cool. Right? Right? Now, in theory, you ready for this theory? This is a cool theory. What if I did... You ready for this? This should be cool. What if I did simple compacting drawer? Right? And then I'll probably want it to be like you. I'm not entirely sure that I don't want this to be how this works, but because I want this to be generically reusable, maybe. We'll start with this and then we'll change it up as needed, right? So if I did this, and then do I have to do this first in order for you to start doing thing? Seems like that's working. And then I just did that. Would you be a little quicker about it? A little bit. Gonna borrow you for a sec. Can I mix and match this with hoppers, I wonder? Guess we'll see. It's pretty cool though, right? And then if I did this with this and we filtered it to that, in theory, you would do that. That's cool. And same kind of deal. And then that kind of creates an infinite loop, right? Now you are going to get a blacklist of these guys. So he'll never extract Blackstone pebbles, right? These pebbles will basically just infinitely loop, right? How cool is that? I've heard, by the way, that if you enchant this mesh, you will get more pebbles per operation. I guess that's something we'll find out when we get around to enchanting. But now we've got Magma Cream, which can go into one of our storage doohickeys. And that seems like a good start. And then we just have to wait for Ancient Debris to show up. We just have to get a little bit lucky on it. Because, in theory, this should be cool, right? Crushed Blackstone, Diamond Mesh. We should have a 6% chance to get an Ancient Debris. So at some point, one should show up. That said, I can probably do this to speed things up a little. And that'll give me, like, you know, a little bit more operation going on. That'll give me, like, a little bit of a bigger backlog. And if we really want to go crazy, we could throw another, you know, thing in there. But I guess at this point, we're just waiting for ancient debris. All right, so that'll get me ancient debris cooking. And whatever else Blackstone gives me, I didn't even pay attention because I really only just wanted. It'll also give me black dye and magma cream. Oh, and all the modium nuggets. Okay, so not black dye, just gunpowder, magma cream, ancient debris, and all the modium nuggets. Which I'll always take more of that. Hey, ancient debris. There we go. Sweet. And remember, because the way those things work, we're 16xing it. So that's cool, right? I'm gonna just throw them right in there. And yeah. I know. I'm not. I'm void upgrading, and I'm not storage bus. I'll get there when I get there. We don't need it just yet. Cool. Sweet. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you can combine with a hammer. And that's like a simple or double netherite scrap. And then we can make netherite. And that's cool, right? And then what I should be able to do is a 16K ME component. I just need more calculation processors, which will need Certus, silicon, which I should teach you how to make silicon, by the way, because you are not hard to make silicon. Right? And then you can just go right in there, and then I can be like, give me 100 of them, please. And we're cooking. Works for me. Okay. And then we get this dude, and we get a 16K, right? We're going to need a lot more to get a higher K, but I might be able to pull it off real quick. Right? And then that's 1, 2, 3. That's 16. I need 2 more, so I need 6 more. Which needs a smidgen more gold. Which needs a smidgen more silicon. And that should be that. And that should be that. Why am I missing one? I thought I did the math correctly there. I did. And then you can be a 64K. And then you can be a 64K of this. And then we're cool to do that, right? How cool is that? And then we want a disk manipulator from AE2. What's that thingy called that you sort with? IO port. That's it. Yeah, so we need a couple of you. And you. And you. And then that should dump everything into their respective locales. And then we should be able to extract all these 4K disk drive thingies. And that's pretty cool, right? And then we're going to want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more of these. So 15 more of these. Cool. And then you need the Certisy ones. Right? A little bit more glass. This is why we need to get auto crafting going sooner than later. Right? That's 3. That's 1. That's another. Cool. So now we should have tons of storage available, typeless, and much better. All right. I think that's a good wrapping up point for the episode. So now we've got ancient debris rolling in. We might, look, we already have like, oh, for a stack. Like, it's ridiculous. We're just like cruising. We're rolling in ancient debris. Next episode, we'll come back. I want to get I want to see how quickly I can get like the Uber Autocrafter going, which would mean like the quantum assembler and like the big, like the thing that can store like hundreds of things. And then like the one that maybe, I don't know if we'll need the quantum computer just yet to replace these, because that one I remember being a lot more effort, but I definitely want to like not have to do this, right? So I'll look into that between episodes. For now, Donald Point sign off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.